Shut up and sit down.
Oh, hello and welcome to a North Wales side-by-side video. Today, I'm going to talk about road charging. What I mean by road charging is our government at the moment are talking about charging initially electric cars a fee per mile for driving around. And I know eventually we as petrol powered or diesel powered vehicles will end up in the same boat. Instead of paying what they call vehicle excise duty, which currently on my car is £150 a year, and it goes up incrementally on the emissions your vehicle produces. So if you run around in a Range Rover V8 powered, potentially you could be paying at the moment £600 a year in vehicle excise duty. Up until 2016, as a hybrid owner, we didn't pay road tax or VED, vehicle excise duty. After 2016, even though our vehicles are very emissions friendly, they put VED back onto our hybrids and they rehashed the entire system. So the more emissions you produced, the more road tax you produced. But now they're starting to talk about road charging and charging you by the mile. They can't just throw the same charge at every single vehicle. It would work for some because they're paying so much VED at the moment, and it'll be a disadvantage for others who are paying very little VED. But it's going to upset those people at the moment who are running electric cars royally, because one of the reasons why they buy an electric car is so they don't have to pay the vehicle excise duty. You could say it evens the playing field out, where all vehicles pay something towards the vehicle excise duty side of things, and we all put into the pot. But initially, from what I can gather from some of the think tanks that the government have got going at the moment, they're going to bring it in just for electric cars initially, because we know they're losing not just the VED, they're also losing tax on fuel duty, because as internal combustion owners we pay a lot of fuel duty. Most of what we pay on a litre of fuel is tax. We pay a lot of tax on our fuel. But the money never goes back onto the roads. It gets put into the government's pot and they spend it willy-nilly on everything and anything that we don't want. Our roads just get into a worse and worse condition, and none of the money goes back into the roads. I'm wondering what fees are they going to put per mile how are they going to work it out? Are they going to base it and have a scale system, again to do with the emissions your vehicle produces? Or are they just going to have a blanket charge on every single vehicle? I don't know at the moment, because they're not saying. As per usual, they come up with these ideas, throw it out there, have a chat about it, decide yes they can make even more money out of us, and rip us off one more time. Because as a hybrid owner, or even a petrol car driver or a diesel car driver, are they going to scrap vehicle excise duty as well as bring road charging in? Or are they going to keep the vehicle excise duty as well? Because I can see it getting very, very expensive for some people. If you're just an average driver who does 10,000 miles a year, and they say set the charge per mile at a penny per mile, you're looking at a lot of money on top of your vehicle excise duty and on top of your fuel duty just to go out and drive your car. It's going to get very expensive to own a motor vehicle. I personally think they're trying to charge us and take us off the roads. That's my personal opinion. I think they want us not to have motor vehicles. I think they're pushing us to live in very, very small communities with all the facilities we need in a walkable distance. You've only got to look at what's going on in some of the cities in the United Kingdom at the moment, where they're having traffic calming measures installed, roads where they're putting barriers to restrict road usage, permits to get in and out of your neighbourhood, charging you to travel from neighbourhood to neighbourhood. The city's already trying these experiments at the moment. This is just another very, very expensive, when it comes in, form of taxation on the motorist. They're blaming the motorist for absolutely everything. Poor motorist is getting blamed for all the environmental issues that are going on at the moment. I can't figure out how the governments are going to make it fair for everybody to be charged by the mile. I know initially, well, these are my feelings on it anyhow, it's going to start in London, because Sadiq Khan at the moment is trying to expand the ultra low emission zone in London. At the moment he's got two charges going on in London. You get the congestion charge in the middle of London, in the city centre, and then you've got a ULEZ zone that he's already got set up. So to go into London, if you're going into the city centre, you're having to pay £12.50 ULEZ, and then I don't know what the congestion charge is. It could be £12.50, it could be £15, I don't know. So I will use £15 as as an upper scale, £12.50 as a lower. I'll work my sums off £12.50 because I'm not sure what the charges are. I'll have to look them up. We're not living down there, I don't know. So to go into the city centre in London, it's going to cost you £50 daily. If you're just commuting around in the ULEZ zone and you're in a non-compliant vehicle, straight away £12.50. And that's daily, if your daily commute takes you into a ULEZ zone. But he's talking about expanding this ULEZ zone now to basically anything in the M25 will be ULEZ. I know there's a lot of uproar in London at the moment about that, but I don't think he's going to get away with it. I think ULEZ is something he's put in place, or something he said he wants to put in place, knowing he can't do it, so he can first put all the cameras up, and they're already going up. He's put thousands of them up so far. I think it's so he can bring in the background, road charging in London and charge people by the mile for the journeys they make. Once they've got it established in London, it'll then get rolled out to all the other cities. So you won't be able to go into a city without paying for it. You're already paying for it. You're already paying your vehicle excise duty. You're already paying fuel duty. You've already paid your VAT on the fuel. You've paid VAT on your vehicle when you bought it. So they've already taken an absolute shed load of tax off you in the first place, just for the honour of having a motor vehicle on the road. Then on top of that, we're taxed on our motor insurance. Yep, we pay VAT on motor insurance. So there's another 20% of whatever your premium is. So just to have a vehicle on the road these days is absolutely and utterly phenomenally expensive. What are you doing? They boggle the brain, some people. So I just see this as another form of taxation with the aim of taking cars off the road for those people who cannot afford to run the cars, and cars only being something for the elite. You look at Sadiq Khan now, Mayor of London, lives in the middle of London, runs around in a 5-litre V8 Range Rover. You and me, the taxpayer, is paying for. He's not paying any congestion charges. He's not paying the ULEZ. Yet he's running around in this great big V8 Range Rover at our expense, producing a lot more emissions than you or me will do in one day. And he's doing this every day of the week. And it's not just his vehicle. He has a cavalcade. He has all these bodyguards. They all follow him around. He doesn't drive around on his own with just a driver. He's got his protection. So that's multiple vehicles. Our Prime Minister's just as bad. When they take him to the Houses of Parliament, he jumps into his Jaguar. He has a police escort. And that police escort can be multiple BMW X5s, BMW police cars, BMW motorbikes, just to take one person to his job. Then he can walk from number 10 Downing Street to the Houses of Parliament quite easily. It's walking distance. If these politicians want you and me out of our cars and walking, why aren't they leading by example and doing what they want us to do themselves? But they don't do it. We're expected to do as we're told. You can't do this, you can't do that. But it's okay for us. We're the elite. We're running the country. We're just telling you what you can and can't do. But we can do anything we like, when we like. And it costs absolutely nothing to do it. Because you and me are paying for the privilege of them driving around, doing as and what they please, when they please. The system in this country absolutely stinks. They want us to use our cars less, walk more, use public transport. They should be doing exactly the same as we're being told to do. They should be walking. They should be using the buses. They should be using the tube in London. Not having chauffeur-driven vehicles all the time that are funded by the taxpayer. It's not fair. Us, the people, are what matters. There's only 600 of them and there's millions of us. Absolutely millions of us in this country who are affected by what's going on now. We should be telling them what we want, not them telling us what we are getting and what we are going to get. They do it without even asking us. Do you want this? Do you want that? Right, we're going to ask you this question. Do you want us to charge you by the mile? Yes or no? My answer's no. Why aren't they asking us these questions? They need to start talking to the people, or even just listening to us. Because they don't listen to us. They never will do. We need a total rehash of how this country is run. Initially, the idea of putting people of, I wouldn't say proven power, but people with common sense to represent us made a lot of sense at the beginning. But they then realised, hang on, we've got a lot of control over these people now. We can control the country easier by telling them, as their representatives, what we want as a government. We're not even going to talk to the people and ask them what they want. They need to start listening to the people. And that camera's just overheated in the car, so that one's stopped recording now. I'm only on the camera in the car now. Anyhow, I'm calling this video it quits now because I've rambled on for so long. But them are just my views on what's about to happen in the country, about charging by the mile, and how unfair I think it's going to be, and my views on pricing us off the roads so we don't even have the opportunity to use a vehicle. Anyhow, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. If anything in the video's interested you, please comment, let me know your thoughts. Please hit the thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel. It costs you nothing to subscribe to the channel, and you'll get all the latest updates, all the latest videos. They'll all be there ready for you. Thank you very much.